Hi, we're going to take a look at word stress and syllable stress and see the elements that we need for that. And there are three things we need. We need volume, pitch, and vowel length. So, a student of mine was recently showing me a screenshot from the Elsa app, and I noticed on there something that I wanted to kind of fix or raise awareness. So, for example, there were some bars that were all the same length, and I thought that was a little misleading that it made it look like they were equal length syllables. So it looked like this. But if I could change the app, I would go ahead and exaggerate the stress syllable with a longer length. That way it would be easier to realize that not only is it louder, it also has a higher pitch and it's longer. So take a look at this kind of table to see what we need to do for unstressed syllables versus stressed syllables. So the unstressed ones should be quieter, shorter, and lower in pitch. And the stressed syllables, by contrast, should be louder, longer, and higher. Another way to visualize this is if you put these on like a 3D graph. The unstressed syllable would have all of those three elements there in a small little kind of condensed syllable. And these louder, longer, higher syllables that are stressed, they take up more volume and they're more noticeable for the listener. Okay. Now let's take a look at some sound patterns for two-syllable and three-syllable words. So for example here, if I read these ones, actor, after, apple, they have a loud, high, long first syllable, and then by contrast, the unstressed syllable, like the OR ending, ER ending, or the LE ending, those will be a bit clipped. They'll be shorter, quieter, and the pitch will be a bit lower. Okay. Now, if we change that pattern to having a unstressed syllable on the first one and a loud stressed syllable on the second, we would get examples like before, guitar, today. And also notice the audio graph. That should help you see as well the length. And I would recommend there's some tools like Audacity or online voice recorder. I'll put those in the description here so you can try those out as well. Here's another pattern. If we use three syllables with a stress on the first syllable, afternoon, company, hospital. Notice that the middle syllable is usually very weak and it really just gets reduced down to like an sound. And it's possible that the last syllable could, depending on, for example, afternoon, that ooh is pulled out a little bit, but its volume and its length is not quite the same as the first syllable, which usually catches people's attention. Then if we stress the middle syllable, these would be this kind of a shape: develop, consumption, offensive. I have lots of students who will pronounce this word develop as like devil up, and that would be a little confusing. So do recognize that these words have a shape to them, and these have these three elements of the pitch, the volume, the length. And this last example here of three syllables, where the stress is on the final syllable: engineer, Japanese, referee. Now the first syllable has what's called like secondary stress. it's not as loud as the primary stress on that final syllable, but we do get this kind of down up, kind of like a roller coaster, kind of like a peak, and then it goes down, then comes back up. So engineer, Japanese, referee. Okay. So remember, we need all of these three elements to improve your word stress patterns. It's not enough just to be loud. You do need these stress syllables to be longer and with a higher pitch. I hope you find this helpful.